Hello everyone, and welcome to Noodle Journey, your destination for detailed and informative reviews of the instant noodle universe. Today's video is a little different. It's part unboxing, part education on the concept of subscription noodle boxes, part eulogy for one of the more prolific subscription noodle boxes that has now ceased operations, and part of a, let's call it a proof of concept for something I'd like to do more of in the future for this channel. I'm asking for constructive feedback, good or bad, on what you think of noodle subscription boxes by the time this video ends. And to facilitate this discussion, here on my table is the final ever Japanese ramen box from a company called ZenPop. And in this video, I'm going to show you what's in here and break down what you can expect to get out of an instant noodle subscription box, and maybe give you some ideas for some noodles to buy from Japan for yourself. Before we get into all this, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy this video or any of my reviews. I've been recently toying with the idea of showcasing noodle subscription boxes on this channel now that we're growing in both subscriber count and views. So I posted a poll on my community page not long ago asking everyone what they thought of subscription boxes. And a bunch of you said yes, or that you'd need more information or would want to see what a typical unboxing informational video would look like. So that's one of the main reasons I'm filming this, kind of like a sales pitch for future content for this channel. I've only done a couple unboxing videos prior to this one. I'd like it to be a little more of a regular thing with some structure. To be clear, I don't want to waste anyone's time on unboxing videos if you don't find this engaging on some level. So let's start this discussion with part one. Many of you out there may not know that in this wonderful world of instant noodles in which we find ourselves, there are a handful of companies that offer monthly variety packs of curated instant noodles from all over the world that they ship right to your door. If you live, breathe, and sleep instant noodles like I do, you may have heard of some of them. There's 5 AM Ramen, Exotic Nudes, Nakama Noodles, My Ramen Box, and Munch Addict, to name a few. And then there's a couple that burn brightly for a little while but no longer exist, like Umai Crate, and this one right here, ZenPop. More on ZenPop in a minute. But what you get when you pay a subscription fee to one of these companies is a selection of single servings of instant noodles that range from things you can only get in Japan to things that you might be able to find at some Asian markets, but maybe you've never seen before. And I think each box is great for different reasons. You get to try things you've never had before. You get the convenience of getting noodles shipped to your house instead of having to go shopping. And hell, maybe you live in the middle of nowhere with no access to a good Asian market and you want to sample the kinds of products I've showcased on this channel before. Whatever your reason, if you're a noodle addict, there's someone out there willing to send you a big box of noodles every month in exchange for money. Now, ZenPop is one of those companies that offers subscription boxes for Japanese goods. They currently have an ongoing monthly Japanese stationery box that you can buy, and if that interests you, then you should check them out. But as of this month, July 2024, they have discontinued both their Japanese snack and ramen boxes. And it is a damn shame too, because for 7 years now, ZenPop was one of the most reliable ways to get Japanese exclusive snacks and ramen, the kind you'd never find in the USA. You'll see what I mean when I open this up. When I started this channel, I always had in the back of my mind that once the channel grew big enough, if the channel grew big enough, I'd reach out to ZenPop and see if we could collaborate. And even if they said, no, sorry, who are you? What journey? I'd still have bought from them for unboxings because their selection of ramen was so unique and interesting. And sadly, even though the channel is right at about the point where that could have been something to explore in future videos, that day will never come to pass. All I'm left with is this final box from them that I bought before they discontinued service. But all hope is not lost, because ZenPop is not the only kid in town when it comes to noodle subscriptions. Let me unbox this so you can see what an instant noodle subscription box from Japan looks like, and then we'll talk about the future of this channel and how this could apply to it. So this is pretty awesome. Inside this box, we've got 7 varieties of Japanese ramen that you would be very hard-pressed to find outside of Japan. And this quantity is typical of these subscription boxes. Most give you in the range of 6 to 8 noodle packs every month, sometimes with additional goodies like snacks or seasonings. I'm going to go through everything in this box, and in case you ever spot any of these in a store, or you want to try to order any of these from Japan yourself, I will add all of the product names in the video. And if you search these products with Google, you might actually find some places to import them from. But with a box like this, you get everything in a hassle-free package from one vendor for a fairly reasonable price, considering how expensive it is to import things in general. What you should always check for first is documentation, either in the form of a brochure or something like this that has a QR code on it. Most times, especially when everything in the box is in another language, you'll get one of these that tells you the product names, what's in the ingredients, and all the cooking instructions. Super handy. You could, of course, also use Google Lens in a pinch to translate, but having one of these is way more convenient. So first up, we've got a couple varieties from a brand I've never reviewed before, but I've heard great things about. This is a company called Yamadai as part of a product line called New Touch. And Yamadai New Touch produces dozens of regional ramen flavors from all over Japan. And almost all of their products include a generous amount of vegetable toppings and even real meat and seafood. This first one comes from the Aomori Prefecture, and it's a Naboshi Chuka Soba. Chuka Soba is the Japanese term for Chinese noodles like the ones found in here, but that term can sometimes be interchanged with just ramen. And Niboshi is a style of ramen I've been dying to try that is not really available anywhere in the USA. It's a broth made from dried fish, usually anchovies, but in this case sardines, and it's coupled with a light, locally brewed soy sauce and a pork broth to make the soup base. And yes, there is actual pork and chicken extract in this bowl, and the toppings include real pork chashu. And here's the other variety from Yamadai New Touch, which is a shoyu, aka soy sauce based ramen from the city of Nagaoka. This is a meaty ginger forward soy broth with thin noodles, and this one also comes with pork as a topping. Check this out. Even though this is Maruchan, this is something you will never see Maruchan release in the USA. This is part of a product line called Gekimen, and it's a wonton men with a miso, shrimp, and pork broth. So yes, that is actual instant wonton soup with shrimp and pork. I do know that Maruchan has a couple wonton varieties here in America. I've got them in the review queue, but they look nothing like this. Now this one's totally new to me from a company I've never heard of before called Table Mark. And this one is another regional specialty ramen from the Tohoku region of Japan. And it's a rich blend of pork, chicken, fish, and soy with some chewy air-dried noodles and a bunch of toppings including fish cake and pork. Here's one from Myojo that I've seen on yamibuy.com, but I've never been able to catch it in stock. So I'm really happy that I finally got my hands on it. Myojo is a great company. They make some incredible frozen noodles as well as instant udon and also my favorite yakisoba ever. This is part of their Churamera product line, and it's a tonkotsu made with a blend of pork, scallops, fried garlic, and black pepper. Sounds awesome. All right, next we've got a miso ramen from Ace Cook. I've only had Ace Cook once before. It was not one of their Japanese varieties, so this is also pretty new to me. This is a miso ramen from Sapporo in Japan, likely similar in execution to the Marutai Sapporo ramen I reviewed way back in episode 53. And Sapporo is where miso ramen originated. That makes it pretty much the gold standard for miso broth. Now I love miso, and this one has chicken and pork in the broth to add some richness, as well as some corn, green onions, and chili peppers for toppings. Very interesting. And finally, here's another Maruchan variety. This is a soba noodle cup containing a sweet, rich broth made from bonito and duck. Yes, my friends, duck broth. This is the kind of thing we will never see on American store shelves. And that's everything. Pretty cool, right? A box of noodles like this can keep you solidly busy for a month, or more depending on how fast you go through it. And the point of this unboxing is not to flex any of this or to give you any kind of FOMO, but to inform you, to show you the kind of stuff that you can get and the style of videos I'd like to do on occasion for this channel if there's enough interest. So essentially what you just watched is the format, minus the long-winded introduction. I'm going to open a box, walk through what's inside in as much detail as I can research beforehand. I hopefully pass on to you a discount code from the company if they've agreed to collaborate, and then you can order your own box of goodies. Sadly, you can't order this box of goodies, but like I said, this is a proof of concept, and if any of these interest you, you should be able to find them online with some international shipping costs attached to them. The channel's almost at 1,600 subscribers at the time of this filming, and thank you all so much for helping me get there and spread the word about great instant noodles. Many of you are engaged in the comments of the videos and with me on Reddit, and I love the community we're building over our shared love of noodles. And now that the channel is on the road to 2,000 subs, probably within the next 3 months if my growth rate continues on a steady climb, this is the kind of content I want to be able to show you without, of course, slacking on my regular reviews of noodles and noodle supplements. When I started this channel over 2 years ago, I wanted to prove to everyone that the world of instant noodles was more than just cheap packs of top ramen from your local American grocery chain. And I think doing an occasional video like this, in collaboration with 1 or 2 subscription services, is a great way to do a lot of things all at once. Support some small businesses, bring greater awareness to the world of instant noodles as a whole, and ensure a steady supply of new products for potential reviews in the future, well beyond what I can find in my local Asian markets. And to be clear, I'm not currently a shill for any of the noodle boxes out there. I just really like how convenient and awesome they are, and I want to share that awesomeness with everyone. I've never earned a dime from doing this channel. It's all been about the love of noodles for me. So if you enjoyed this unboxing and want to see more, if you're interested in exploring the possibilities of noodle subscription boxes with me, let me know in the comments, and I'll do some research into all the different companies out there and see what makes sense for the channel. If you have tried any of the ramen cups in this ZenPop box before, let me know which is your favorite, or if you haven't, let me know which one intrigues you the most. I can't guarantee that everything I unbox will get a review, but I will try to make time for the top choices or the more interesting ones. Once again, I value all of you and your continued positivity and support in growing this channel. Rest in peace to ZenPop's Ramen Box. We could have made such beautiful music together. Eating my way through these noodles will be very bittersweet. I hope you'll all join me here again on Noodle Journey.